gonna be one of those jobs that isn't necessarily fun to do. Having to completely take the damn steering knuckle off just to completely put a whole nother steering knuckle on is gonna kind of suck. But it's the result. The result is what's gonna be fun. So yeah, man, we just gotta get through this. Basically, I gotta take absolutely everything off. Gotta pull the brakes. We gotta pop the upper and lower ball joints. We gotta pull the steering, the tie rod, and yeah, all of it's got to be taken off. Then once we get that steering knuckle off, we're gonna have to unbolt the spindle from back here, and hopefully we can get that sumbitch out of there. And it actually shouldn't be too terribly bad. Gotta bolt the spindle onto the new steering knuckle and then put it all back together. These are 2-inch drop knuckles. No, I didn't get these off of Amazon or anywhere else. No eBay, none of that. These came directly from Max Speeding Rods. Yeah, Max Speeding Rods carries more than just coilovers and turbos. They got freaking job spindles too. As a matter of fact, Max Speeding Rods actually has a lot of stuff on their website that would probably surprise you. If you haven't looked through their website in a while, I suggest you click the link in the description down below. Go check out all the stuff that they got at extremely low prices. I'll also have a link to these down below in which you guys can get a discount. You can get a discount on everything on the site. Promotional code is also in the description down below. First thing we're going to do is unplug this ABS sensor. It is running up to right there. Unplug it, and we're going to pop all of these little tabs off so it's completely loose, because this thing is going to be coming off with our steering knuckle. To get this out of the way so we don't rip this thing off later. Look at that, I didn't break a single clip. Wow. Pop this 10mm out right here that is holding our brake line down, so we can get a little bit of extra slack out of that guy. Next, we're gonna pop the 219s off that's actually holding the caliper on. I'm gonna put my 10 back in there so I don't lose it. Are we gonna fit? Are we gonna fit? No, not gonna fit there. Shit. I have that problem a lot. I'm just kidding. It's not what she said. Grab the shallow socket 19 so we can fit on the top one here. You know what? Looks like I could have taken the whole bracket off all as one. Either way. Some vehicles you can do that. Some vehicles you can't do that. Looks like this one I could have, but too late. I already took all the bolts out. Get our caliper hanging up over here out of the way, because we aren't going to need that thing for a while. Actually, I should probably grab a zip tie. I'm going to grab a zip tie so this thing doesn't fall. Put my slide bolts back in here so I don't lose those. I try to keep all the bolts together as much as I can. Oh, wow, look at that. Interesting. The hell? Looks like we have a built-in socket on this one. Look at that. Oh, it's a 3/8. Hopefully we can get that thing out of there. What the hell? Nice. There's an idea. Maybe GM should start doing that. Just make all the bolts 3/8 and 1/2 inch and stuff, so then you don't need any sockets. You just put your ratchet on there. So these bolts on the caliper, the slide bolts are 19s. These bolts that actually hold the bracket on are 18s. So I bet that this was probably a 19 that he used on there and got it wedged. No, it looks like it's a 11/16. Whatever. This is my theory, okay? Ugh. Voila! Oh, we freaking got it. This was gonna suck if this didn't work, bro. If I broke the only damn star bit that I have that'll fit inside of here. I don't have any other Torx bits this size. So, yeah, if that didn't loosen, we're gonna have to drill it for sure. That would have sucked. Voila! Speaking of, I just remembered. Forgot to mention, I seen in the last video, in the comments, a couple of guys had mentioned to just turn my keys and lower the front of the truck. Well, I got news for you there, buddy. The Suburban's got keys, it has torsion bars, but this actually has a freaking spring, a coil spring, whatever the hell you call it. Yeah, so no keys to turn. How you doing there, buddy?
Keep up with the obnoxious neighbors and make my truck louder.
Is that what's going on here?
Yeah, I want to make it to where when this thing starts up it's loud and obnoxious.
What the hell? Made in progress? Wow. Yeah, buddy, getting some honeycomb out of there, huh? You know, you probably ought to get a vacuum and just vacuum this shit out.
Video purposes though. Looks great.
Oh my goodness, look at that. Yeah, this is gonna be fun. You gotta let me know how it goes. I was gonna do this on the cat eye, then I decided against it. But
so realistically, guys, the only reason why I'm doing this is because I have exhaust pieces on the way for this thing.
Yeah. So
I plan on cutting this out completely. So I was kind of thinking, you know, I may as well see whether or not I want to order some to really tone this thing down a little bit.
Yeah.
Because realistically, I'm cutting this stock one out anyway.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so currently Braven's truck, it runs to a Y pipe. He has the stock exhaust manifolds, runs to a Y pipe, single exhaust out the back. He's gonna run, you're gonna do duals?
I want to.
Duals with an X pipe?
Yeah, duals with the X pipe is what I want to do.
Yeah, it would be best.
As long as
it's up in the air, but he has stuff on its way. Huge shout out to Flash Shark. We ordered a set of long tube headers for the truck, and they have stainless steel kits. So you can just get a pipe kit and you can use that to basically fabricate your own exhaust. So we got that stuff all on its way, and I've got something on the way for the cat eye too. So the cat eye will be able to be nice and silent and quiet the way that it is right now, and then absurdly obnoxious. Like just absolutely obnoxious.
I think this thing's gonna be obnoxious.
But yeah, I'll put a link in the description down below for Flash Shark. They give the DBFam a discount, most certainly. Go check them out. There's a lot of stuff, a lot of really cool shit on their website for one, and you guys have already been using the discount. They let me know. They really like whenever I have their products in my videos because you guys have been buying a lot of stuff from them. So I most certainly appreciate that. It goes a long way helping the companies out who help us out with what we do around here, you know?
Keep supporting those who support you. Remember that.
Yeah. Now continue getting your honeycomb out. oh, hold up. No, never mind. Yeah, no, just use the broom. That thing don't have a filter in it. Jesus Christ, that shit's gonna be everywhere. Probably shouldn't breathe it, if I'm being honest. Alright, so moving on. I don't know how aggressive this spring is gonna get. I don't know. So I'm just gonna grab a jack and I'm gonna support the bottom of it. And we need to start popping ball joints. Well, first I'm gonna get the tie rod popped off of there, and then we'll get a jack and start popping ball joints. Hopefully that spring is well behaved. Braven has the big hammer. Shit. Actually, you know what? Braven doesn't have the big hammer. Oh, one freaking whack, bro. If you guys don't have a sledgehammer in your arsenal, I suggest you get one. Good freaking lord. This truck definitely needs inner and outer tie rods, probably ball joints, hell, probably loaded control arms with bushings and ball joints. But priorities first. We gotta lower this. We'll do all that shit later. Guess what? I got it off of there. I don't know if you guys seen it or not because my battery died. I did a lot of funny shit. That thing was heavy and we got it. My battery died again while I was trying to explain to you guys how my battery died. Got a new battery now. Anyhow, I don't know how much it is you guys seen until, you know, we're in there editing the footage. But yeah, I got that thing out. It was a pain in the ass because this thing didn't fit. So I ended up having to use the pickle fork, which I didn't want to do because I know it always tears up the boots on the ball joints and yada yada. But anyhow, long story short, we got that sucker out of there. So now we got to work on, well, figuring out which side is driver's side and which side is passenger side of these. And then need to get the spindle unbolted off of here, the hub unbolted, and then switch the hub over to the lowering shackle, spindle, knuckle, whatever. And then we can put it all back together. And then side 1 is done. Off to side 2. Yay. What are you gonna do with that ball? Tell me what are you gonna do with that ball? Give me that damn ball. Look at them in their bandanas. I know I've already showed this in a video before, but today it's a little warm out, so I wet their bandanas for them. Put them in the freezer for a second, slid them on. Hell yeah, they're chilling, huh, Pupper? Say chilling. Did you get them gutted? Wow, look at that. It's pretty empty in there. Can you see inside of this one? Oh, take my word for it. It's all gone. We didn't really record a before clip, but I'm pretty sure you guys have heard his truck before, right? It was already kind of like, you could tell it wasn't, the exhaust wasn't all original.
Right. It had like a nice little lobe to it.
Yeah, so I don't think, does it have a muffler on it?
No.
So the only
it's
thing,
just straight
it was Y pipe to straight pipe, and then with cats. So now it's going to be a little loud, probably going to be a lot louder. I don't know, but let me know whenever you get it back in and you go to start it up.
Yeah, I got a lot.
We'll put a sound clip in.
I got a lot of little things I want to do while I have it out, so it'll take me a little while, but
yeah, for sure. Sound clip coming soon. Anyhow, back to our little project. Here we go, moment of truth.
It's gonna be freaking loud. I don't want it to be loud, but it's gonna be loud.
Fire it up.
That's like a 3-day cold start. Maybe a week. It sounds good.
Yeah, it's not terrible.
I think once the idle drops down.
Yeah. It's gonna be really loud when you get on it.
I'm not gonna get on it. It's gonna be nice and calm and collective with the truck.
Yeah, sure.
Nice, calm and collective.
What do you think, Henry? What do you think, King? It's fucking loud. We gotta get your eye uncovered. Where's your eye at? All right, so the laundry room shelf has been completely taken over, so I had to move my super clean supply out here to this cabinet. So what I'm thinking, I'm gonna go ahead and take a squirt bottle, and I'm also gonna grab me a new can out of some foaming spray. Bow, bow, baby. Alright, both sides are all torn apart. Got the freaking steering knuckles off, and I got them swapped out with our lowering ones. Before I put all this stuff on, you already know I gotta clean this shit up, because this is a freaking mess. Dude, look, I don't know if y'all can see all the dirt that's inside of there. Look inside of there. It looks like there potentially could be something living in there. Step 1. Blow all that shit out. And of course, step 2, grab yourself a good old can of super clean. Gonna saturate absolutely everything. Let this start breaking all this crap up inside of here so we could blast it the hell out. Step 3, Got myself a scrub brush and a bucket full of water and way too much dish soap. Don't tell baby. Hey, what are you doing out here?
Hi. Holy crap, the wind's coming this way.
Yeah, that's super clean. It ain't no joke. It'll make you choke. All right, step 4. Hose her down like a filthy whore. All right, well, I hope it's good enough because my pressure washer sprung a leak. The actual the hose, the pressure hose, it popped, and it looks like it's been touching my my exhaust where we wrap it up. I don't freaking know, dude. So yeah, hopefully it's good enough. No more pressure washer till I go and get a new hose, man. I swear to you, I can spend so much money with just all the things that are on my mind that I need. So need a pressure washer hose. I need upper and lower loaded control arms for this with inner and outer tie rod ends, the sway bar end links as well. They have a whole kit, you know. It's like $274 from Detroit Axle, but I was just looking it up because this thing definitely needs it. And that's kind of why I want to clean this really good, so whenever I do come back in here, hopefully someday, to replace all that shit, because these things are wobbly as all hell, it'll be clean. I'll be able to take it apart nice and easily. But that, and I need to extend this thing over that way. I need to extend it over that way. I need to put concrete. I really want to get a lift at this damn place. Shout out to Ben Pack. Actually, don't shout out to Ben Pack. They freaking turned me down. They're like, no, you ain't shit. We ain't giving you no lift. Oh, the air conditioning on the Integra just took a shit. Also, Braven used it the other day to go to work, and the rear camber kit broke. Went boom. So now it's just kind of ghetto rigged back there. I need a freaking camber kit for the Integra. The driver window on the Suburban, the actuator broke, so now my window just goes, I need to replace that. Dude, there's just so many freaking things. Oh, the AC on this. I got to do the air conditioning on this because it currently doesn't have AC. It's just everything, bro. One thing after another. And I'm like, dude, my life is too damn expensive. It spends all the money that I don't even have. Oh, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get this thing thrown back together, man. I'm really hoping that it gives us, at very least, the 2 inches that it's promising. That's what she said. What are the chances that my wheels don't fit now? The wheels don't fit now. Yeah, so everything on the steering knuckle moves everything up except for the attachment points, obviously, where it attaches to the ball joint, so that the steering geometry basically stays the same, except for you're moving the center of your spindle of your hub bearing up, also the place that the wheel attaches. So my wheel has moved up, everything else has stayed where it's at. So now the lower ball joint, you guys can see in there. And as you can see, dude, there's a lot hanging off the bottom. Like, I could literally, like, cut a section of that off right there. Will fit. I'm not gonna show you how I made it fit. So we started off around 33 and a half, I think it was, and now we're at 31 and a half. So we got our 2 inches out of the drop shackle. But yes, of course, the front is still sitting ever so slightly higher than the back. I am leaning towards one of 2 things. I'm either gonna leave it like that. I kind of feel like it needs a larger wheel now, like a bigger wheel with a smaller tire, of course. Or if I leave these wheels on here, I'm wanting to raise the back a little bit to where the back matches the front, you know, because it's kind of trying to tuck tire back there, and I would rather have on these big ass tires, you know what I mean? I'd rather have this going on. Now, if we were to go to a larger wheel with a smaller profile tire, I wouldn't mind a little bit of tuck in the back. Either way, man, I'm just happy it's not as bad squatted as it was before. At least we got 2 inches out of the front. Now, from this point, I still have a lot of work that we got to do to the back to actually make this thing ride comfortably and get rid of the bumping around and stuff. Those shocks, I think, even with the relocation brackets, I think those shocks are too tall, so I'm gonna need to order like a set of Beltex or something for this. And of course, we got a C-notch, and I have a bag kit that needs to go on the rear as well. All that stuff is coming up, so I hope that you guys enjoyed this one. I hope that you guys like the fact that the truck isn't as squatted now. We brought the front down a little bit. I tell you, one of the most important things that I really need to get done on this truck is air conditioning. Good Lord. Peace.